Hi guys, my name is Samuel and in this video I will do some speech for assignment in speaking class. But before this, disclaimer, if I am not an expert or professional about mental health, I'm just a student. I compiled my speech from reading some articles and also watching some videos. So this speech is not purely the result of my personal thoughts. Therefore, I will provide a link of articles and video in description box. So let's go to video of my speech. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I am Saman Suprastio. I'm a student from the Department of English Language and Literature, Malang State University. I'm very honored for the opportunity to give a speech. The Honorable Mrs. Ira as a lecturer in the subject of speaking in general purpose, and also all my friends. Allow me to know how you all are before starting my speech. How was your day? Do you in good condition? And my last question in the introduction is, have you felt scared about something? That what are you scared make you trauma to this? For example, someone who has experienced a disaster such as a tsunami, then she or he will be scared to go to beach or near a beach area. It called as she or he has a trauma with a tsunami, then they be so scared to the beach. Do you all have the same feeling like the example? My topic of speech is about post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. My topic has connection with trauma. That's why I ask you all if you have trauma in your life. Maybe you are one of the people who suffer from PTSD, but we can't do a self-diagnosis. You need to go to a professional to make sure if you really have PTSD, so we also know the appropriate healing process. But before this, have you ever heard about PTSD, or you know what is PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD is psychiatric disorder that may occur in people who have experienced or witnessed a traumatic event such as a natural disaster, a serious accident, a terrorist act, war or combat, or rape, or who have been threatened with a death, sexual violence, or serious injury. Military veterans are one example of those who suffer from PTSD, especially veterans who have gone directly to the battlefield, like veterans of the First World War. This disorder is very disturbing psychologically because they will continue to feel this throughout their lifetime. They are always overshadowed by the events of this terrible war. It is include one of the symptoms of PTSD. Then, what is another symptom of PTSD? The another symptom of PTSD is the first, re-experiencing symptoms. Include flashbacks, reliving the trauma over and over, including physical symptoms like a racing heart or sweating, then bad dreams and frightening thoughts. Re-experiencing symptoms may cause problems in a person's everyday routine. The symptoms can start from the person's own thoughts and feelings. Words, objects, or situations that are reminders of the event can also trigger re-experiencing symptoms. The second is avoidance symptoms, include staying away from places, events, or objects that are reminders of the traumatic experience. Avoiding thoughts or feeling related to the traumatic event. Things that remind a person of the traumatic event can trigger avoidance symptoms. These symptoms may cause a person to change his or her personal routine. For example, after a bad car accident, a person who usually drives may avoid driving or reading in a car. The third is arousal and reactivity symptoms include being easily startled, feeling tense or on edge, having difficulty sleeping, having angry outbursts. Arousal symptoms are usually constant instead of being triggered by things that remind one of the traumatic events. These symptoms can make the person feel stressed and angry. Last is cognition and mood symptoms include trouble remembering key features of the traumatic event, negative thoughts about oneself or the world, distorted feelings like the guilty or blame, loss of interest in enjoyable activities. Cognition and mood symptoms can begin or worsen after the traumatic event, but are not due to injury or substance use. The symptoms can make the person feel alienated or detached from friends or family members. According to the National Institute of Mental Health article, to be diagnosed with PTSD, adults must have had all of the following for at least 1 month. The first is at least one symptom is re-experiencing symptom. The second, at least one symptom of avoidance. The third is at least two cognition and mood symptoms. Last, at least the two symptoms of arousal and reactivity. Does PTSD only affect adults? The answer is no, because children and teenagers can also have PTSD. So, are the symptoms they are experiencing the same as adults? According to the same article, National Institute of Mental Health, children and teenagers can have extreme reaction to the trauma, but some of their symptoms may not be same as those of adults. Symptoms that are sometimes seen in very young children, that is, less than 6 years old. This can include wetting the bed after learning to use toilet, forgot how or can't talk, roll in scary during playtime, being clingy with parents or other adults. Older children and teenagers tend to exhibit symptoms similar to those seen in adults. They may also develop disruptive or disrespectful or destructive behavior. Older children and teenagers may feel guilty for not preventing injury or death. They may also have thoughts of revenge. But once again, I remind you that it's very important not to self-diagnose. If indeed you think you have a mental disorder, you can immediately to go a professional to find out more. People with PTSD need to seek treatment and therapy as a solution to the problems they are experiencing. It would be better if people with PTSD went to a doctor for treatment and also therapy to psychologists. This will really help them. In addition, if there are people around us who are facing this, we as the close person must also encourage them to recover. For all of you who are facing this problem, the spirit to heal. Don't feel like you are alone or down. We are always happy if you want to talk with us. Greeting of love to all of those who are experiencing mental health. I believe that you are all strong and can recover. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. That's all for me.